The Battle of Kapyong, fought between April 22 and 25, 1951, during the Korean War, was a significant and hard-fought engagement in which a small contingent of United Nations forces, primarily Australian and Canadian troops, played a decisive role in halting a major Chinese offensive aimed at capturing Seoul. By early 1951, Chinese and North Korean forces had regrouped after earlier setbacks and launched their spring offensive with the objective of breaking through UN lines and advancing southward. The Kapyong Valley, located about 60 kilometers north of Seoul, was of strategic importance due to its position as a natural corridor leading directly to the capital. As Chinese forces advanced rapidly, routing South Korean troops and pushing UN forces into retreat, the 27th British Commonwealth Brigade, consisting of the 3rd Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment, 3 RAR, the 2nd Battalion, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry, 2 PPCLI, British and New Zealand artillery units, and an American tank company, was ordered to take up defensive positions in the valley to block the enemy's path. On April 22, the Chinese 118th Division, part of the Chinese People's Volunteer Army, began launching probing attacks along the valley, targeting the forward positions held by the Australians on Hill 504. That night, the Chinese launched a full-scale assault with superior numbers, aiming to overwhelm the defenders through sheer force. The Australians, though heavily outnumbered, fought with remarkable tenacity, engaging in close-quarters combat and repelling multiple waves of Chinese infantry under intense artillery and mortar fire. Meanwhile, the Canadians, positioned further west on Hill 677, came under increasing pressure as the Chinese shifted their focus, launching repeated attacks through the night of April 23 and into April 24. Despite being nearly encircled and facing ammunition shortages, the Canadians managed to hold their position, using well-coordinated defensive fire, illumination flares, and airdrop supplies. Their steadfast defense was critical in preventing a breakthrough. The terrain made movement difficult, and in many cases, supply lines were cut or compromised, leaving troops isolated. Communications were sporadic, and the chaos of battle often led to confusion, with the danger of being overrun looming constantly. Air support from U.S. aircraft and coordinated artillery fire from New Zealand and American batteries played a vital role in holding back the Chinese waves, breaking up their formations and inflicting severe casualties. Notably, at one point, elements of the Canadian battalion called artillery fire onto their own positions to prevent being overrun, a desperate but effective measure that demonstrated their resolve. After nearly 3 days of continuous and brutal combat, during which both the Australians and Canadians suffered casualties but maintained cohesion and control of the high ground, the Chinese attack lost momentum. Facing heavy losses and stiff resistance, the Chinese troops withdrew by April 25, marking the end of the battle. The successful defense of Kapyong Valley not only stopped the Chinese advance in that sector but also helped to stabilize the UN front line and preserve Seoul from immediate threat. The battle became a symbol of the professionalism and bravery of the Commonwealth forces under extreme conditions. In recognition of their actions, the 2 PPCLI received the United States Presidential Unit Citation, an honor rarely awarded to non-American units, while the Australians were similarly commended for their valor. The Battle of Kapyong remains one of the most celebrated engagements involving Australian and Canadian forces in the Korean War, showcasing their courage, discipline, and key contribution to the broader Allied effort.